Welcome students. Today we will discuss about nutrition in animals. We all know that plants can produce their own food, but many animals depend on plants or other plant eating animals for food. We humans eat both plants and animals. But the question here is, why do we eat? Why do we need food? To get energy? Yes, we get energy from digestion of the food. The components of food like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals and water etc. are called nutrients. Nutrients break down into simpler food materials on digestion. Animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of feeding, utilization of food inside the body. We will discuss about them one by one. The very first thing is nutrient requirement. Why do we need nutrients? Nutrients not only help us in survival but also in our growth. It also helps us in healing and replacement of various body parts. We get different types of nutrients from different kinds of foods. There should be a balanced intake of nutrients for proper growth and development. Now let's have a discussion on the mode of feeding. The mode of taking food into the body varies from one animal to another. Scraping, chewing, capturing, sponging, swallowing, etc. are the different modes of feeding. How do we take food? We take food by chewing and swallowing. Let us see some of the feeding habits of other animals. We chew and swallow the food through mouth. What happens when food is swallowed? The answer brings us to the next step, that is the utilization of food inside our body. Food gets utilized in our body through various processes such as ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. So let us dig a bit deeper. Ingestion. Ingestion is the process of taking food into the body. This food travels through a long canal. Wait, shouldn't we call it by a name? Yes, we call it alimentary canal. Like a machine, alimentary canal has different parts such as buccal cavity, oesophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. We can see them all in this picture. Now you have seen it and you have a fair bit of idea about different parts. Can you tell me where does the alimentary canal begin and end at? Yes, it begins at the buccal cavity and ends at the anus. Let us now discuss about mouth and buccal cavity. We chew the food and mechanically break it into smaller particles with the help of our teeth. There are two sets of teeth rooted deeply in respective sockets, pretty much unmovable. Do all the teeth look same? No, they don't. They look different and also perform different activities. They are incisor for cutting and beating, canine for tearing and piercing, premolar and molar teeth for chewing and grinding. For healthy hygiene, we should brush our teeth twice a day. We also have a fleshy muscular organ inside our mouth. I am talking about tongue, whose back end is attached with the mouth floor and the front end is free to move in any direction. So, what is the use of tongue? Our tongue has taste buds that detect different tastes of food. It helps in talking and also swallowing. Tongue mixes saliva with the food. Wait, I forgot about saliva. Do you have your mouth full of water-like substances on seeing delicious food items? That slimy thing is called saliva. It is secreted from salivary glands present inside our mouth. Saliva breaks down the starch into sugars. The next part is food pipe, also known as oesophagus. Food is pushed down by the movement of the wall of the oesophagus. This type of movements occur throughout the alimentary canal. The next halt is a bag, a thick-walled bag. Can anyone guess? Yes, this bag-like organ is known as stomach. It is like our alphabet U, but greatly flattened out. This is the widest part of our alimentary canal. At one end, it receives food from oesophagus and opens into small intestine at the other. The inner lining of the stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid and other digestive juices. Mucus protects the lining of stomach from hydrochloric acid, whereas hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria that may have crept along with our food. The acidic environment provides optimum condition for the digestive juices to break protein into simpler substances such as amino acids. Now, food reaches the small intestine. The small intestine is a highly coiled long tube about 7.5 meters long. The walls of the small intestine secrete digestive juices and it receives digestive juices from the liver and the pancreas. The liver is the largest gland of our body. It looks reddish brown and is situated in the upper part of our abdomen on the right side. It secretes bile juice that is stored in a sac called the gallbladder. Bile is pivotal in the digestion of fats. There is another organ named the pancreas, a large cream-colored gland located just below the stomach. It secretes the pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice acts upon carbohydrates, proteins, fats and helps them in digestion. The partly digested food now reaches the distal part or the lower part of the small intestine, where intestinal juices act to complete the process of digestion. After digestion, carbohydrates get transformed into glucose, fats into fatty acid and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. Our next two important processes, namely absorption and assimilation, occurs in the small intestine. The walls of the small intestine have several small hair-like projections called the villi. A network of small and thin blood vessels are wrapped around the villi. The digested food is then passed into the blood vessels and this process is called absorption. Thus, villi is providing maximum surface area for absorption of the digested food. These digested foods are transported via blood vessels to the cells of different organs, where they will be used to build complex substances such as proteins. This process is known as assimilation, after which amino acids will be used to build proteins, which further facilitates our body growth. Glucose breaks down with the help of oxygen inside the cell to form carbon dioxide and water, and energy is liberated. Now you know how we get our energy and how our body grows. The only process left now is egestion, simply means removal. The undigested and unabsorbed food is passed into the large intestine. Large intestine is actually shorter but wider than small intestine. The length of the large intestine is about 1.5 meters. It helps in absorbing water and some salts. The remaining waste passes into the rectum and remains there as semi-solid feces. The fecal matter is then removed from anus from time to time. The process of removal of waste materials is known as egestion. This completes one digestion circle which will further repeat once food is further taken by us. So, can you name various processes and parts involved in our digestive system? In this lesson, we have discussed about the digestive system of humans, processes involved and various parts associated with it. We have also seen how food is taken and utilized by our body. Hope you all are now aware of your digestive systems. In our next class, we will discuss about digestion in some other animals. Thank you, students.